Last few days it's really been spring. It's 60 degrees now, and we're looking at 40s, high 30s at night, which is a big improvement compared to what it was. Um, well, chronic spring fever has struck. There's been a lot of kids out during spring break week. I guess even the grammar schools and high schools have spring break week. And it's cruise time of the year. Took a cruise to the Bahamas, and the ship was loaded with toddlers and kids and families. Kids on leashes, kids running around with huge amounts of food and ice cream in each hand, and smeared faces, screaming and laughing, water slides, and all kinds of activities on the ship. And also there was an awful lot of cellulite out on the decks, trying to catch the upper Caribbean sun, maybe to get some little color into the lard colored legs and stuff. Everybody looks like big old beach whales laying out on the deck. And a number of years ago, early spring, Victoria, who owns a spa, healthcare club, and a fitness training club in town, which is called Victoria's. It's no secret. And Victoria's no secret. She has a shock of the brightest, reddest hair you ever seen, beautifully long. And she was out jogging, her spring jog, in her lime green and purple spandex suit. And you could see every line, every curve, and everywhere she ran, she just turned heads. Well, she ran up by the parking lot, and Carl Misnicki, who's the caretaker there, was driving by slowly in the parking lot in his old Ford pickup truck, and Victoria goes flying by, and it turned Carl's head immediately, and he lost sight of where he was going, and he bumped his left fender into one of these old left snowbanks, which will probably melt out this week, that are still around, and he put a nice dent in his fender. And also Bob Radichowski down at the Still River Municipal Airport got his ultralight copter out, which is like a one-man ultralight little helicopter, and he decided to get it going, and he's running it up and down the runway, and it looks like it's running good. Everything's good. He got it all maintenanced up and everything, and he took off, and he got up about 500 feet, and he was going along well, and then the engine started to sputter. I think one of his 3 cylinders went out, and he's losing altitude, and not much to hold him up too high, but it was enough to keep him from falling really fast. And as Victoria was running by the parking lot, she saw him come down and kind of bounce along really hard on the end of the parking lot, hit the curb, and tip over. So she goes running over. Bob's laying on the ground dazed, and he's laying there with his arms out, seeing stars and hearts for some reason. And He looks up, and there's Victoria looking down at him going, "Are you all right? Can you move? Does anything hurt?" And he just looked up and stared, and a big smile got on his face. He says, "Not anymore." And so about 6 months later, they tied the knot. So that was the news from Old Still River a couple years ago. In early springtime, spring fever.